13th season of Doctor Who launches on Halloween night this Sunday.
Jodie Whittaker will make her final appearance as the Doctor this season after 3 years taking the lead in the sci-fi show. Here's what's to come.
It's happening again.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor. This is Raz. This is Dan. Why don't I know about this? And who else does?
Very odd.
I can't help feeling that some of this is my fault. Run for your life!
Maybe we should have broke that seal a little bit more gently.
Why is that?
There's no use being squeamish. We've got the future to save.
We don't have any more time.
OK, Doctor Who is going to be joined by her companions, Yaz, who's played by Mandip Gill, and Dan, who's played by John Bishop. Now, Mandip is with us now. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
You recovering from Charlie's comments about your...
Yeah, about my big feet.
I said what I said. Let's be clear on this before this gets out of hand. I complimented you on your flares.
But you left a big gap. You went, you've got such big flares.
OK, this is all going very badly wrong. What's it like being in Doctor Who?
It's amazing. It's crazy. It's like for instance, my big face is behind you there.
Big
It's
face,
all...
big feet, big flares.
Big show.
Yeah, but it's overwhelming, to be honest. And I've always said, when you're in it, it's really hard to comprehend what you're doing. So, and we go back to back with the series. This time we've had a break before we went into this series. So you get a moment to breathe and go, I am on something that is so big and watched by so many people. You're usually in a bubble in Wales, and then you stop for a while and you're like, it's watched in so many countries. I'm drawing as little cartoons on books and stuff, and it's always so overwhelming. I never get bored of it, and I keep every copy of everything.
What do people say to you when they come up to you? Like, what do children say to you? They're the interesting ones when they come up to you.
You know what? I don't get recognised an awful lot for the show, but like kids are just so like, oh, they just get really shy, and it has to be their parents that are like, they love it. I'm like, do they? Because they're standing there not saying anything. But they are just really overwhelmed. We get a lot of people dressed up as, like, Jodie as the Doctor, which is just so cute and stuff.
Well, you brought Jodie up. It's her last series, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know, you know, she had an idea of how long she would do it and move on. What do you think she's brought to Doctor Who?
She's just brought, I think, an amazing energy. What you can see is an amazing energy. I think there's just been a new lease of life. It's absolutely worked. But I think there's only so many people that can play the Doctor, and I think it's a thing you have to have as an actor. You have to have a certain type of personality, of energy, of a force. Regardless of how good of an actor you are, I think there's only a select amount of people that would be able to play the Doctor. And if you know Jodie as a person, you know she just has that. Like, I wouldn't be able to wake up every day and be that person. I wouldn't be able to be that energetic, and all the lines that she learns and everything that she brings to what you see, but then everything that she brings behind the scenes as the Doctor. Like, there's so much that goes in to being the Doctor.
Who then?
Oh, I knew it was going to come.
Actually, do you know what I'll ask you? Because you're not going to tell me who you think should be the next Doctor. No. But do you all kind of chat amongst yourselves and kind of have a little think about who might take over, or is that too a negative kind of thought?
No, not negative at all. I think we don't bring up new people, but if we have heard something, we do discuss it. Like, you know, Whoopi Goldberg were talking about wanting to be in Doctor Who, so we do discuss it on the morning. Like, the radio's on and it mentioned like Whoopi saying that she'd love to do it. So we do discuss that and go, God, that'd be amazing. Or if there's been other people in the press that people have talked about, like, yeah, they would be brilliant at it. But it don't come up for us to say who would be good at it, because we can have conversations all day long, but, you know, there are things happening in the background that we'll never know about.
I bet you discuss who'd make a really rubbish Doctor Who.
No.
You do. Of course
me?
You do.
I told you me.
Do you have to understand? Do you have a kind of science mind?
Absolutely not.
Ah.
No.
So you're on quite a big learning curve as you're going along?
Sometimes I'm like, Jodie, what does this mean? Like, and also pronunciations and stuff, but we were quite open from the beginning that, you know, I weren't new to this world. Like, my brother-in-law is a big fan of Doctor Who, so I knew what show it was, I knew about it, all that kind of stuff. Everyone knows what it is. But, yeah, there's words where I'm like, how do you pronounce that? And I've got to do, when I'm doing my scripts, I do have to Google a lot of stuff. So exactly like you say, like, I'm constantly learning about stuff. A lot of it is made up, but then I'm like, what does that mean? What does that... Oh, if I pronounce something...
So did you not watch it a lot when you were a child?
No, not at all, really, to be honest. I absolutely knew what it was. I knew the blue box and stuff like that. But the year that I actually
think it's called the
Doctor Who-
TARDIS.
the blue box. See, learning curve.
That's so funny.
But like the year that I actually got the job, I was doing Casualty in the same studio, and we walked past the door for Doctor Who, and they were like, "That's Doctor Who over there," and I just looked at it and I thought, that's a show that I'll never be on. Like, I know what it is, it's so big, but I don't see me on that show. I've never seen someone like
How
me
did
on
it
the
happen
show.
then?
Well, just auditions, but it was within the same year, and I remember literally looking at the door thinking, I said don't go in that door. Well, I mean, I won't, because I'm going to the canteen anyway. I'm not going to find a sandwich over there. But, like, I just thought, that show's so big, too big for me. And then cut to 6-7 months later, I'm in the actual studio, and it was... I couldn't believe it. Like, it is a show for someone like me. It is, you know, I think maybe I was thinking of the way I look or the fact that, like you say, I'm not, you know, don't have a science brain, so would I be part of a show that is all about, like, science and stuff? But it happens.
Can I ask about John Bishop? Because how is it working with John Bishop on set?
I mean, like, you've asked the question because everyone expects it to be really exciting, and it's not. It's boring. I'm joking. No,
I thought so.
No, it's so good. It's really nice to have a refreshing energy, a new energy. But like, Johnny's so famous. Like, when we just walked from the studio for food once, I was like, this is the longest journey ever. We got stopped so many times outside.
Have you refused to go for food with him now?
Well, he does message and go, shall we go food? I thought, no, the walk was so long to get there. But, like, his energy is just so good. There's no ego. He's asking about how things work. Like, and actually, it was really fun at that point, after we'd done 2 series with Brad and Tosin, to have somebody, a new energy, who's exciting, who's excited by it, who was asking how things work. And actually, sometimes he was, like, really throwing himself into things quite embarrassingly. And I thought, that was probably me at one point.
And he would, of course, go... We were trying to get the music a moment ago, because for a lot of people, the music's still scary, isn't it? Scary.
Yeah, and also just exciting, is it, when it starts? And
Yeah.
it's like, and it's like Brad used to do the... When we were in the TARDIS, when we were in the TARDIS, Brad used to, like, just before we were rolling, he'd do the theme tune all the time. I don't know why, but
just sing
excited us. He's like... And we were like, should we go in?
Lovely to see you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you
Sounds
so
like you
much.
just have so much fun. Thank
much.
you. Never such thing. Doctor Who Flux begins this Sunday at 6:25 on BBC One.
And that's it from us today. Back tomorrow at 6.
Now it's time for Morning Live with Gavin and Gemma.
Yeah, Gemma Atkinson with us today.